everyone. Thank you so much for taking a moment to stop by my channel. My name is Rosalind Walker. I am the parent of a child who is a graduate from Lasalle Language Academy, and I'm also the parent of a child who is currently still at Lasalle Language Academy. This is my 8th year at the school, and I am running for re-election as a parent representative on the local school council. I want to take just a few minutes to talk to you about the need for more accountability in the area of discipline stats. So one of the roles of the LSC is to advise the principal on discipline policies and to evaluate the principal on school management. And we need more accountability in this area. I posted to my channel an excerpt from the March 2022 LSC meeting. In that meeting, I brought a motion before the council in which I asked the LSC members to require Mr. Graves to give us informal discipline stats every month. Now let's talk about what we mean by informal. So formal discipline stats are very easy to track. They are in-school suspensions, out-of-school suspensions, and sometimes perhaps detentions could be considered formal discipline. But informal discipline is not as easy to track. So taking away privileges for a child, sending a child out the classroom, making them sit in the hallway, those kind of informal disciplines are not as easy to track, and those are the kind of disciplines that we get complaints from parents about. There are parents who feel as though that discipline is not being executed equitably. Now, I have brought this to the attention of other LSC members, and I've been told, well, you're just listening to gossip. Well, we don't know whether it's gossip or not because we don't have statistics. And that's why I've really been pushing for us to get statistics on how much informal discipline happens at the school and who are the recipients of this informal discipline. So I went through my LSC meeting notes, and I have gone back all the way as far back as October 9th of 2018. And in that meeting is the first time that I have it documented that I asked Mr. Graves to start tracking informal discipline at the school. It didn't happen at that meeting. It didn't happen in the next meeting. It didn't happen in 2019. It didn't happen in 2020, 2021. And for those who remember, in March of 2020, for those who were at the school, we had a group of kindergarten parents come to the LSC meeting, and they were concerned about discipline happening, and they expressed concern that they felt that some children weren't getting disciplined properly and that it was disruptive to the learning environment. And if you look at the March meeting minutes from 2020, I'm reading from the bottom of page 2. In that meeting, we asked Mr. Graves to gather and track consequences broken down by race and diverse learner status, and to present that documentation to the LSC. And we also asked if all punishments that teachers implement are tracked, or do some teachers report punishments and some don't. So that was in March of 2020. In April of 2020, you can actually go online and look up this particular meeting minute yourself. I brought a motion to the council, and I said, hey, we had a whole bunch of parents show up last month of kindergarten parents, and they were concerned about discipline, and I wanted the council to vote to make Mr. Graves give us an update as to how he addressed those particular concerns of those parents. That vote didn't pass. That motion didn't pass. The other LSC members did not feel that it was important enough to make Mr. Graves vote yes on that motion. But if you look at the meeting minutes from April 15th of 2020, on the second page, Mr. Graves did commit to a comprehensive discipline plan that he would present in the fall of 2020. So, to be fair, this was the beginning of COVID. We all thought we were going to go back to school. And then the fall of 2020 came and we didn't go back to school. Okay? We didn't go back to school till the fall of 2021. But still, when we did go back to school, the LSC never got consistent data on discipline from the principal. So we are in the exact same place that we are since 2018 when we first asked for this information. So in the most recent March 2020 meeting, Mr. Graves did make a commitment that he would give us that information, but you have to understand my skepticism if he's previously made that promise. All I can do at this point is to cross my fingers and hope that he will keep his promise at this time. So I just want to end by saying this is really important for us to have discipline stats. This is not trying to catch anyone. This is not trying to get anyone in trouble. It's just that there are some parents who feel that their children are being treated unfairly. And without discipline stats, we cannot support those allegations and we cannot refute those allegations. So all we can do is hear them. And if you're watching this video, I'm asking for your vote for the LSC. But if you're considering other candidates, I would ask you to ask them, what criteria do you use to evaluate the principal in the area of discipline? Do you have objective, predetermined criteria that you use to evaluate the principal with? Because we all know if you don't have objective, predetermined criteria, the only thing that's left is subjective criteria. And LaSalle parents and LaSalle students, you deserve more than subjective criteria in the area of discipline. Thank you for your time.